God be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
Master Fayfar, I need to speak with you. I found out something about the counterfeit coin.
Did you really? Do tell.
Close to Rovna, I came across a wagon that was transporting the false coins. Unfortunately, I came too late. The carter and his men were dead.
Damn and blast. Do you know who did it?
Yes. A certain knight turned up there. Turned out he was also after the forgers.
Well, that is indeed unexpected. Tell me, what did he say?
His name is Ulrich. He looked like a knight, but he refused to show his master's colours.
Ulrich, you say? Could be anyone. Can you describe him?
An older man with a moustache. But for all his grey hairs, he seemed pretty tough to me.
Doesn't match anyone I've heard of. But then we don't even know if Ulrich is his real name.
He told me that the fake money was being taken to Passau in exchange for gold coins. Then that real money was being brought back to the Bohemian lands.
That would explain why those fakes bear the Passau countermark.
His master is allied with the Passau alderman, and they told him to sort it all out.
I wonder who could be behind it all.
I asked him who his liege was, but he refused to tell me.
We live in such strange times. In days past, knights would vie with each other to see who could extol their liege's name the loudest. And today, they take assumed names, hide their emblems, and sneak around the land like thieves.
I got the impression he was hiding his identity because his master's at odds with Sir Radzig.
That may well be. As a staunch supporter of the king, Sir Radzig has many enemies.
He gave me these documents to show you. He seemed to think they prove he was telling the truth. They're the records of the interrogations in Passau, and some other things he said you'd understand better than him.
Let me see. We, the aldermen of the city of Passau, interrogation held this day, put to pen by the questa. The place of origin is a monastery in the land of Bohemia. Which certainly confirms my suspicion that something underhand is going on in Sasso. Coin assay report. Copper core coated with amalgam. Ah, but this is interesting. Here's an outline description of how the forgeries are made. I'll have to study it more closely. We command Herr Ulrich to investigate and let no man stand in his way. This looks like the original safe conduct. It has the seal of the Passau alderman, but they certainly didn't pen this.
How do you know?
I recognize the hand. It's a Clement of Kaplitz, the high scribe of the Rosenbergs.
The Rosenbergs? Who's that?
A rich and powerful family in South Bohemia. Burgrave Henry III is a great rival of our King Wenceslas.
So what does all this mean?
Well, it certainly explains why your knight is so mysterious. Anyway, we should be careful. And we shall begin our investigation. The documents show they use silver amalgam for coating copper fakes. That's a lead we can follow.
What?
Silver amalgam. It's produced from quicksilver and silver.
Well, that doesn't sound like something just anyone can get hold of.
You're quite right. You will go to Sasso at once. Look around the forges in the city. Someone must be working copper for them. I, meanwhile, will take counsel with Sir Radzig and then follow after you.
Where shall we meet?
At the inn on Sasso Market Square.
Вот такие вот дела. Значит, кто-то всосал, подделывает эти монетки. Ух ты, а здесь этот Рацик бегает.
What the hell are you doing?
Может, он тут что-нибудь расскажет?
Greetings. What business have you?
Okay.
May I be of service, my lord?
Yes, Henry. Chief Engineer Fayfar has been asking for someone reliable to assist him.
The chief engineer? Is it about Skalitz?
In a manner of speaking. Master Fayfar has, well, evil forebodings. I think he may want to send you to the Skalitz mines.
Can they really be restored?
Everything can be rebuilt with enough will and resources. Well, everything except a man. You'll get the details from Chief Engineer Fayfar. For the time being, consider yourself his handyman.
Certainly. Where do I find him? Is he here in the castle?
Where? Now that's a good question. He went to Sassau to... deal with something there. Most likely at the inn.
Well, thank you. I'll go and see him straight away.
Good luck, Hal.
Итак, все дороги ведут в Сосау. Тут дополнительное здание. Так, стоп. А он же еще тут находится. А не тот ли самый инженер, с которым я только что говорил? Так, почему здесь пройти не могу? Вот этот. Тобиаш Файфер.
The Lord be praised. What brings you to me?
How does life in Rathice?
I suppose it was kind.
Так, это все уже было?
Master Fayfar, Sir Radzig sent me to you.
Did he? He must think highly of you.
I do the best I can.
That's good, because this is damned important. Silver's our most valuable asset.
How can I help with these, evil forebodings of yours?
Sir Radzig may make light of it, but a large quantity of silver has been discovered hereabouts, and no one is guarding the Skullets mines, the most likely source.
You really think someone could be stealing the silver from the mines? I would have thought that would be quite a job, wouldn't it?
It certainly would. Which is why I'd like you to go and check out not only the mine gallery, but also the yard with the smelter and the waterworks. See what kind of state it's all in, and if anything looks suspicious.
Is that the yard next to the Skalitz mill?
That's the one. I don't know what state it's in now. There used to be a stock of charcoal and smelted silver there.
A silver store? Could there really be any left?
I doubt it. I'd be surprised if it was still standing at all.
You said mine gallery. Just one?
Boy, there's such a maze there that it would take a week to crawl through the place. There's only one gallery I'm interested in, at the foot of the hill by a small fish pond.
Why just that one?
Because I was expecting to find a scene there. All the indications pointed to it. So if anyone is stealing silver, it'll be right there.
What about these waterworks? What's there?
A stamping mill and washing troughs. They're on the bend in the river below the castle. You can't miss them. There are big tanks and equipment all around.
Should I be expecting trouble then?
Well, I definitely wouldn't treat the job like a visit to church on Sunday. You could find yourself facing a pack of hungry dogs trailing the army, or a band of brigands.
I see. Well, you and Sir Radzig can rely on me. That's all clear. I'll get going.
Так, и такое вот задание. Куда пойти? Думаю, в Сосау. Он потом придет, сам этот инженер, а я сбегаю сначала в рудники. Короче, далеко это? Это около Скалицы будет. Ух ты, как далеко. Ну, нормально. А потом, после того, как все проверю, он будет как раз в Сосау, и я туда в это Сосау и приеду. Я в Созау и... Ой, Созау. Так, я в Скалице, и время посмотреть, что же не так с нашими штольнями и прочей радостью. И у нас тут вот по мосту надо и на юг посмотреть. Там метка стоит.
Looks like they smashed things up nicely.
Вот топором работал. Как интересно. Значит, все-таки кто-то здесь есть. Вот, там разбойники. Или кто это такие? Сейчас пойду с ним поговорю. Кто это такой? Какие они коварные. Опа. Хедшот ему. Кто еще есть? Вон там бегут ребята. Сейчас попробую стрельнуть в них из лука. Ух ты, мимо. О, какая гадость. Время убегать. В узкий проход встать. Ух ты, их много. Вот того, кто, наверное, без брони. Надо бить сначала. Они довольно опытные. Меня там сзади бьют. Ну-ка ему сбоку. Вот так. Снизу. Опа, он меня контратаковал. Ну-ка, 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 давай-ка. Надо зелье было какое-то выпить. 4 уже, нифига себе. Их там целых 4. Уж выносливости нету. И они, кстати, сильнее, чем... Там 5-й бежит. Вот так с этим справились. Ух ты, еще. Там еще лучник. Я думаю, может быть, лучника пойти по-быстрому убить. Все, справились. Ух ты, нифига себе, как он крутил своим топором. Опа. Поэтому попал. Опа. Все. Надо немножко, наверное, подчиниться. Сломали мне всю мою одежку. Так, броня. Самое главное, это самая тяжелая броня. Ух ты, кольчугу поломали. Серьезно, поломали кольчугу. Тяжелый щит, здесь какой-то тяжелый боевой топор. Надо же. Что это за тяжелый боевой топор? Нехилый такой топор, скажем так. Ребята весьма и весьма... Почему я не могу его полутать? Ребята такие серьезные. И тут самый главный из них кто? Да. Я бы сказал даже, что они серьезнее, чем всякие эти... Как их звали? Половцы. Серьезнее, чем половцы они. Может, половцы вообще были никакие. Смотри, здесь у них панцирь даже какой-то с собой. Можно даже эту штуку взять. И надо сейчас... вот у меня яд тут. Я его сейчас на меч помажу. И календула выпил или не выпил? Нет, не выпил. Надо календулу еще выпить. Как бой будет, там еще выпью какое-нибудь зелье. Что такие ребята? Главное перевес не получить. Сейчас я по-быстрому на лошадь все скину. Оп, оп. Оп, оп. Я думаю, лут еще здесь понабираю. Хотя мне уж денег так полно. Так. Еще стрела хорошая такая, ранящая. Угу. Календула. Самое главное это календула. Так, чем они тут занимались? Котел. Вход.
This is in surprisingly good condition.
Все здесь в очень хороших условиях. Они тут чем-то занимались. Вот еще один. Ай-яй-яй. Убегаем, убегаем. Опа, я успел. Ха-ха-ха-ха. Так, ну этот какой-то вообще вялый. Самое главное, что у него календула есть и набор кузнеца, чтобы подчиниться. Так, тут я все осмотрел. Дальше у нас штольня и водные сооружения. Еще здесь можно? Может, каким здесь? Спальня есть. Кузница здесь. Сундук. Что мы здесь, ребята, добывали все. Так, а этот вход я не смотрел. Почему он заперт? Не кликабельный, если точнее. И выход. Никого там нету? Так, здесь лучше проехать, наверное, по южной части. Или можно по северной и там спуститься с моста. Сейчас посмотрю. Так, вон они. Сейчас надо приготовиться. Оружие у меня меч смазан. И сейчас надо что-нибудь выпить. Так. Какое-то там зелье есть на бонусный урон. И что, можно навык взять? Вот. Наносимый урон увеличивается на 50%. Я вот это выпью. Что из лука? Ай, мимо. Давай-ка поближе подойду к нему. Да, я, конечно, снайпер. Куда это он? Вообще ничего не видно. Так, что ли ты нашел? Факелом, наверное, вставить. Так, мое зелье кончится. А с факелом без щита драться вообще как-то отстойно. Там есть какой-то подъем.
Halt. What do you want?
Ух ты. Ну, просто хочу
Just
смотреть.
looking around. You'd be wise to keep your nose out of here. This is a silver mine and no one's allowed.
But you're here.
I'm watching to make sure no one goes in. Something could fall on someone in there.
Don't worry your head about it. I won't steal anything and I'll watch my step.
But... Alright, off you go. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Что бы это могло значить? Дальше на юг проход. Так, меч пока уберу. Как-то это было очень-очень странно. Что-то нечто забагованное. Или я вообще не туда иду.
Hey! Hey, you there! What have you done?
Me? It wasn't me. It must have been one of your lot pushed him down the shaft.
If you hadn't come sniffing around, none of this would have happened.
What's my being here got to do with it? What the fuck's been going on? Whatever it is, now you've got a murder to answer for.
Only if someone finds out.
Хитрые.
I'm here by order of Sir Radzig and Master Fafar. Stealing the king's silver will get you burned at the stake.
Nobody's been stealing any silver here.
We'll see about that soon enough. But if I were you, I'd make a run for it before I get out of here. I don't intend to go chasing across the province after anyone.
Don't believe him. He can't do anything from down there. There's more of us, and he doesn't know his way around.
Там лучники какие. О! А чё он здесь прыгнул? А зачем он тогда спрыгнул? Да. Наверное, забраться можно. Так. Здесь проход другой. Так, и где выход? Чуть дальше на юг. Все-таки зелье не вовремя выпил. Ну и ладно. У меня еще запасных много. Так. Вот здесь проход есть. Так, это на запад, а там на север. Ух ты. Это куда? Лучше пойду на запад.
Hey, what are you... The answer to my prayer. Just when I wanted to vent my rage on someone. Ow.
Да, эти ребята, конечно, по сравнению с теми, что были в кузнице или там в плавильне, намного слабее. Да и вообще брони на них почти нету. Тут там еще был. Опять проход. Это что такое? Это тупик? Значит, надо идти было в тот проход. Здесь ответвление было от прохода. Вон там кто-то бегает. Что он в темноте с ним драться хочет? Может быть, меч вытащить? Все. Это кто такие?
What have we got here? Entertainment.
Готов. Там тот убежал. Здесь тупик. Тот убежал в проход. Деньги есть, а он добивать его можно. О, еда даже есть.
Well, I never. The pig turns up.
Как там обучали? Сверху. Нет, не так. А что это он так? Ну ладно, отпущу. Это же обычный рудокоп. А заодно, кстати, покажет, куда бежать надо. Пойду за ним, он, наверное, на поверхность выбежит. Вон там уже вижу свет. Все, сюда я сделал. Что еще осталось? Все, рассказать мастеру Ферниру. А он находится в Сазаве. Вот туда я и пойду сейчас. Только на лошади. Тобиаш Файфер, это главный инженер. Он еще не прибыл в Сазав, он все еще в Ротае находится, но в Сазаве здесь есть Ульрих, и с ним можно поговорить.
So, what did Master Pfeiffer have to say?
I consulted him, and we definitely have a starting point.
Tell me more.
Master Pfeiffer found out they need copper sheets for the core of the coins, and quicksilver for the the other part?
I see. They have such materials at the monastery.
Exactly. That's why I'm interested in the local forges.
Yes, that is good. Yesterday, I heard people from the craftsman's yard by the monastery complaining. They said they could not sleep at night because the blacksmith works all the time till dawn.
I see. That's certainly worth asking about. Have you heard anything else?
You said they use quicksilver. There is a painter lodging here who is painting the church in Ujits. I heard him complain also. He said that he went to the monastery for quicksilver and it was all gone.
Well, that's something to follow up as well. Thanks.
Что ж, у нас теперь два следа есть. Художник и кузнец. Художник как раз здесь есть. Ну-ка, это интересно. Где-то недалеко. Так, вот, художник есть.
I'll be with you.
I hear you've had some problems with the supply of quicksilver.
Problems? I should say so. For the third time this month they've told me they've none. There's no quicksilver to be had, they said.
And who exactly are you talking about? Who's holding back the goods on you?
The monastery overseer, or his assistant, more like.
So what did the overseer have to say to you?
Nothing. Apparently he doesn't deal in such trifles. Leaves it all to his assistant, the pompous git.
Так.
Surely such valuable material can't just vanish. Where can it be?
I wish I knew. Every time I ask for the red paint, there's a different reason why they haven't got the quicksilver to mix it. Once they said the goods never arrived, and another time that the wagon carrying it was ambushed. Then it went astray somewhere.
And you think they're lying?
Jesus, what do I know? But it seems pretty strange to me. 3 times in a row the same thing goes missing. There's bad luck and then there's something else.
What do you need quicksilver for?
I don't. They do. To mix up the red pigment for me. I'm painting the church in Ujits. Can you imagine how stupid those biblical scenes look without red?
Not really.
Then be glad you can. My eyes hurt just to imagine it.
That's all I need to know for now.
Ah. But wouldn't you care to buy something before you go? Or play a game? I really need some money. I've been waiting here a while and my stay's getting expensive.
Why not? Show me what you have to offer.
Ух ты, у него тут есть карта. Вернее, книжка об алкоголизме. И карта сокровищ. Эти штуки надо взять. Чем продать можно? У меня есть как раз лук, я там подобрал. А какие доспехи еще вот. Такую штуку. Да, не так уж и много я подобрал там. Или я просто это все на лошадь положил. Заплачу 207. Ну и ладно. Так, что у нас с лошади? Ну, меч продам.
Well, Master Painter.
Yes, unfortunately. And my offers...
Why not?
Так. Все, хватит там с него. Так, здесь это надо сообщить. Тут узнать, кто работает с медью. И в кабинет смотрителя зайти. Кстати, на юге есть кузнец. И можно у другого кузнеца спросить, кто работает с медью.
So, from the beginning?
Do you ever work with copper here?
No, and even if I wanted to, I couldn't. Zach from the monastery craftsman's yard has bought out all the copper.
Так, значит, Зах с монастырского двора.
What can you tell me about the Sasau blacksmiths?
There's too many of us, I'll tell you that for free. This is only a small town. There's Zach, who has a forge in the craftsman's yard and mostly works on the construction of the church. And then, apart from me, there's Master Armourer Otter of Ramstein.
Tell me more about Zach.
Don't have much time for him myself. He knows his craft, no question. But he seems to think his son, Vitus, will be a master armourer in Prague one day.
My father was a blacksmith, and I expect he thought much the same about me. That's how fathers are, isn't it?
Of course, any man should be proud of his boy. But Zach makes pride a sin. That's why he's at loggerheads with Master Otter.
Can you tell me something about Master Otter?
Well now, there's a master to look up to. He's worked for the lords of Kunstadt and for the richest townsfolk of Prague.
If you don't mind my asking, what brings him here?
The same as draws all reasonable people. He's enjoying the peace and quiet. Or rather, he used to enjoy some peace. That dispute with Zach must have put a few more wrinkles on his brow.
What are Zach and Master Otter arguing about?
Zach had his boy Vitus trained as an armourer in Kuttenberg, and he wanted to buy out Otter's place for him. Except that Otter's a proud man. How would it have looked? A master armourer giving way to a young whippersnapper who's barely let go of his mother's skirts? And they've been arguing ever since. Well, Zach mostly. He badmouths Otter every chance he gets. He claims that he's only fit for mending pots, and that his son will see him off.
That will be all. Thank you.
Так, еще про меч можно
I'm looking
спросить.
for pieces of a sword that a pilgrim from the Holy Land was selling. Would you happen to know anything about it?
I would. Of course I would.
Well?
It's a load of tripe. Only a fool would have given that trickster a single groschen, and I'm no fool. How about you?
But if he lied about that sort of stuff, it would be a terrible sin.
Don't be so gullible, lad. That bastard never saw the Holy Land. Unless it was in a fresco.
Так, ну, ничего интересного у него, возможно, нет. Для задания он ничего не продает. Так, доспехи. Да. Кузнец он так себе. Что ж, надо поискать этого мастера Заха. Это похож на смотрителя.
Good health to you.
I'm looking for some quicksilver. Would you have any on hand?
Talk to my assistant. He deals with such trivial matters.
Fine, thank you.
Опять что за выбор? Я знаю, кто это сделал.
It was young Zmolla.
What?
Zmolla's the one responsible for all the thefts and death. He tried to kill me and Leszek and God knows who else.
Sweet Jesus. Where is he now?
Dead. I killed him in self-defense.
So is that the end of it, do you think?
It looks that way. I don't know if he had any cronies, but if he did, they'll be lying low from now on.
I'm glad to hear that. After all the horrible things that have happened, we'll have to reconsecrate part of the monastery.
Так, это завершение еще того квеста про Святую Землю. Но мне тут нужен помощник. Но тут ничего нету. Вот помощник.
My respects to you.
Do you have any quicksilver in stock?
Who's asking?
Так, художник? Дай за
I'm here on
художника.
behalf of the master fresco painter. He said you sent him away empty-handed 3 times already.
Then I don't have any.
That sounds almost as if you don't want to sell it to me.
It's not that I don't want to. It's that I can't.
Так, убедить его. Нужно его силой.
Bollocks. Tell me this instant what you've done with the goods.
Nothing. And I'd advise you to calm down. We're on hallowed ground.
You're a fine one to speak of hallowed ground, a lying thief in monastic robes. What next? A whore dressed as a nun?
This is blasphemy.
I'll give you blasphemy. I'm sure you know what our Lord did to the money changers in the temple.
What do you mean? You're not going to hurt me, are you?
Tell me what's going on here and I won't have a reason to.
Jesus. But I didn't know anything about any counterfeiting.
For your sake, I hope that's true. Now tell me what's been going on.
I swear, I wouldn't normally do anything like that.
Get to the point.
They came for me at noon. Directly to the office. The overseer was somewhere on his rounds. Some knight, it was. Without a crest. Armed. He called himself Sir Jezek, and he had a lackey with him called Rapota. A scruffy fellow with a yellow cape. Always whistling he was. They told me they wanted all the quicksilver we order for the monastery. Of course, I told him that wouldn't be possible.
And then what? Did they threaten you?
Not at first. They tried to bribe me, and when I refused, they started threatening.
How did you hand it over to them?
I take it up the hill behind the monastery here. There's a big tree there with a small chapel underneath. Sometimes Rapota is there waiting for me. If not, I leave it there.
What did they threaten you with?
They said they know people in the monastery. That they'd have me thrown out and beaten for stealing.
And you had been stealing? I mean, before then?
You know how it is. I work my fingers to the bone and they pay me a pittance.
So they knew about you?
Yes, they knew my name, everything.
Very well. Thank you.
Так как там поступали с менялыми храме? А если корпоративы в храмах устраивать, это нормально? Ну, наверное, да. Так. С мастером Фейфаром поговорить. О, мастер Фейфар прибыл в Сазаву. Вот это уже интересно. Значит, что не надо к нему бегать, квест давать. Кто работает с медью? Ну, поспрашиваю еще монахов. Так, этого может только обокрасть.
Just for a while, he says. To help your neighbors, he says.
Я подозреваю, что с медью как раз мастер Зак работает. Кузнец. Здесь вообще никого. Куда-то они все разбежались. Это такое. Нет, с этими ребятами говорить нельзя. Еще есть мастер Броник, с ним можно, наверное, поговорить. Туз. И вот Зак.
With you. Do you work any copper here, Master Blacksmith?
Why'd you ask?
I'd want to commission you to make something.
Then you best go elsewhere. I never use copper.
That's not what I heard.
What?
I was told in town that you bought all the other blacksmiths' copper.
I'm being made a fool of yet again, it seems. Anything else? I still have work to do.
Так, не хочет говорить ничего.
What can you tell me about the Sasau blacksmiths?
Well, there's Mikesh. He's honest enough, and a fair-hand at everyday things. And then there's Master Otter. He used to have talent, but now he's too old, and too proud to admit it.
The swordsmith from the town said he was after the pieces of a sword from some Queen of Sheba. A pilgrim was selling them a while back.
I know he's after those, but he's out of luck. He should have bought it while he had the chance. I still have mine on me. It brings me good fortune, and I shan't sell it.
Not even...
Not even for a king's ransom.
Так, значит, она у него все-таки есть, и можно, наверное, своровать.
What? I thought I told you I don't work with copper.
Aha.
Может быть, его сын работает?
Good health to you, sir.
Your father says you don't work any copper.
We don't.
I've heard differently around town. They say your father's bought up all the copper to be had.
Are you calling me a liar? Or my father? You're asking for it, boy.
Так можно его пытаться убедить.
You're right. It's nothing to me either way.
Right. So clear off.
I mean, beside the fact I'm here on behalf of the Royal Burgrave Saradze Kobbler, investigating a grievous crime against the crown.
What? What are you talking about?
I'd let you read my Bill of Authority, but I doubt you're educated enough to understand it.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. If I'd known, of course I wouldn't. I mean, you understand, don't you?
Stop prattling, for God's sake, and start telling me the truth. What's the story with the copper at your forge?
You're right. We do make copper sheets here at night.
So why all the secrecy about it?
Father forbade me to talk about it. I don't know why. I didn't ask.
Who buys those sheets from you?
I don't know. I've never set eyes on him. Father doesn't like to talk about it.
Your father has some serious explaining to do.
I'm so sorry. If I'd known who you were, I'd never have taken such liberties.
Don't think you're out of the woods yet.
Jesus Christ.
So back to that copper, Master Blacksmith.
What? I thought I told you I don't work with copper.
Your son put it quite differently.
What's that? What are you blabbering on about?
Don't be angry with him. I didn't give him any choice.
All right. I suppose there's no point lying. We do make copy sheets here, and I wanted to keep it quiet.
Why?
Pays me good money, and the people I do it for. I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of them.
Did they threaten you?
They didn't have to. Just by the look of them, I could say I needed to shut my mouth and do what they wanted.
And did they ever tell you who they were? Do you know where to find them?
I know a little. I'd show some understanding. There's nothing but trouble in it for me. I'll lose the work and be left looking over my shoulder for some thugs to come and burn down my house. Or worse.
Так, что выбрать?
If you lie down with dogs, you shouldn't complain about the fleas.
There's no need for threats. We can both benefit here. If I tell you everything I know, you can help me with a certain small matter. One that'll cover up for my loss of earnings.
So what are we talking about?
I recently tried to buy Master Armourer Otto Rapstein's business for my son Vitus, but that old fool wouldn't listen to reason. He said he couldn't understand his legacy being taken over by a clod like my Vitus. Despite the insult, I doubled my offer, but Master Otto still wouldn't budge.
And what is it you need from me?
I thought I'd show Otto that Vitus isn't such a dolt as he thinks, but for that I need someone experienced in combat.
Так, ну допустим.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad. What's your plan?
Otto's busy making a very pretty suit of armor for the bailiff. So I was thinking, if we could show that pretty armor of his is absolutely useless, he'd be disgraced.
And how am I supposed to see to that?
Well, I'd reckon we'd arrange a duel of champions with bludgeons. You'll put on Vitus's armor, and Otto will send his champion in that tin shit of his. You invite the bailiff to watch, and Otto will be made a laughingstock in front of everyone.
And what do I get out of it?
What we already agreed. I'll give up dealing in copper, and I'll tell you everything I know about what's been going on.
Так, интересно.
How about if the armor for the bailiff mysteriously went missing?
Jesus Christ! Don't even talk about it. Although, if Otto doesn't agree to the duel, it might be the only option.
Exactly. And if you want to wreck Otto's reputation, not keeping his promise to the bailiff could be even worse for him than your idea.
You're right. Do whatever you think fit then. But if the armor gets lost, don't come to me afterwards. I know nothing about it, right?
Of course.
Так, ну, мне этот вариант не особо нравится. Можно его на поединок вызвать. На дубинах? У меня дубинки вообще не прокачанные, но можно пытаться. И утащить доспехи. Ладно, сейчас самое главное... Хотя его можно было припугнуть. Но так получился дополнительный квест. В принципе, Оти он ничего страшного не сделает, просто выкупит. Но с другой стороны, он же такой мошенник. В общем, в любом случае надо идти на Южную площадь. Тобиаш Фрейер прибыл, и ему надо рассказать про рудники.
God bless you. What troubles you?
I'm here about the mine.
Excellent. So what did you find out?
I didn't get round to having a proper look. I came across something more disturbing.
What's that?
Nemoy and his gang were stealing silver there.
The vermin. I thought as much. Did you bring him here?
I tried to, but he was having none of it. He didn't want to burn, so he tried to kill me.
Well, I'm glad he didn't succeed. But now I won't be able to find out anything. Oh well, can't be helped, I suppose.
Да, возможно, его стоило уничтожать. Ну ладно, следующая часть это про броню. Как раз битва кузнецов, а прошлое здание. Так, вот оно. Похвалил. Ну,